So, did I tell you that I found this awesome Pokemon game? Where you play as Ash Ketchum? That you're catching all the Pokemon he caught? That you're battling the same gym leaders as him? And that you are also traveling across all of the different Pokemon regions? Well, that's exactly what we're doing in this game. And this is part 2 of Kanto. So if you haven't watched part 1 yet, I suggest you go back and do that first. For the rest of you, let's just jump in where we left off last time. Last time we battled Misty. She had to check if we were ready to advance, and we were. Now we're in Ceylon City, and we're bumping into Gary, who just brags about how very good he is at everything, so yeah, let's just not talk about that. We go to the casino to gamble just a little bit. Of course, that's something Ash would never do, but we do, because this is a game. We mix things up a little bit, because in the anime Ash actually caught Erika first, but we'll get back to that one. We are heading into this fighting tournament called the P1 Grand Prix. In this tournament, there was this fighting Pokemon tournament, and Ash decided to enter with his Primeape after he met up with a Hitmonchan, who he thought was wild, but it was actually owned by a trainer who was training night and day to win this tournament. Ash met his family. They asked him, "Can't you just stop our father and have him come home?" So Ash entered. Primeape, of course, was crazy, as he always were, and didn't listen to anything. But then Ash saves him from a nasty fall, and then he starts listening to Ash. In the final, Ash meets a giant, and it's Hitmonlee, who isn't actually who we think he is. He is Team Rocket, in a disguise. They have locked him in a toilet, and he never controlled his Hitmonlee. He actually, Team Rocket, met Hitmonchan in the semifinal and glued his foot to the floor, so they beat him pretty easy. But Primeape came through in the final, beating Hitmonlee, and he became P1 Grand Prix champion. Even though we meet Hitmonchan in the final here, so that doesn't follow the anime 100%. After the tournament, Anthony asks if he can take care of Primeape, raising him to be an even bigger champion. So Ash leaves his Primeape with him. He had it for like 3 episodes, so yeah, didn't see a lot of him. Anyway, Celadon Gym. And in this gym battle, Ash again didn't win the battle. He just saved the Gloom because Gym caught fire. And Ash ran in and saved the Gloom from quite literally burning up inside the gym. But the story is a little bit different, because Ash didn't have access to the gym to begin with, because he criticized the perfume they were making, so he had to dress up as a girl to even get in. And yeah, eventually he just revealed himself to be Ash, and he demanded a battle with Erika. And so he got the battle. And yeah, the gym caught fire and everyone had to evacuate, like I said, except Gloom. Ash saved the Gloom and he got the badge. So, Indigo League on its finest. Not much more to say about this battle, but as you can see here, I could have just swept with Charmander, but I decided to take Pika in on the fun. You know, because Pikachu has been doing 4 gyms, he's been knocking down the final Pokemon every time, so let's keep the streak going for Pika. We beat Erika. She tells us good job, and she gives us the Rainbow Badge. With it, we also get a TM, and that's the TM for Energy Ball, and that's pretty amazing. We give it to Bulbasaur eventually. Yeah, and since every trainer in here was mugging us, we just take a leave and go for another adventure here in Grinchy City Power Plant. This is the place where Ash got his muck. And Magnemite fell in love with Pikachu as well, because Pikachu was sick power went out because Muck and Grimer were blocking generators, and so on. Kind of filler, but it was fun that Ash finally caught another Pokemon again. And Muck was sent to Professor Oak and just assaulted him almost immediately, so they developed a pretty good relationship. After that, Ash and the gang had to go over this newly founded bike bridge to deliver some medicine, and they were stopped by this gang of bikers. Among the bosses were this dude called Chopper. He had a golem, which you can see I take care of. And there was this other boss called Tyra, which is portrayed by a boy in this game. I guess they didn't change the sprite. She had a cluster, we one-shot, but the gang turned around and they helped Ash and his friends over the bridge eventually to deliver the potion. In Fuchsia City, we meet Koga's daughter, Janine, and we meet this strange fellow. This is the warden of the Safari Zone, and this episode was banned outside of Japan. The reason is that this warden were pointing a gun at everyone. I don't actually know why they just didn't change it. They could have just exchanged the gun with something else and just kept it. And I think they also use guns in other episodes, so it's kind of strange to me. And in this episode, Ash caught 30 Tauros, and nobody knew where he got the Tauros from because this episode wasn't shown in or outside of Japan. So where did Ash actually get his Tauros? He got them here in the Safari Zone. He tried to catch other Pokemon, but this herd of Tauros was just running in the way all the time, so he caught 30 of them. We only got 3 or 4, but hey, we didn't have the time to catch all 30. After that, we head to Koga's gym, which is a gym that Ash actually beat in a battle. We wiped though. We wiped big time against Sewenomat. We have to go in and try again against Koga, which was one of the only badges that Ash actually earned fair and square. So we wipe again. Maybe third time's the charm? Let's see. Anyway, this gym battle was, this gym was located in No Man's Land, and Ash and the gang found themselves in this ninja house with a lot of traps, and suddenly Koga reveals himself and says that he's the gym leader, and Ash and Koga battles after they dispose of Team Rocket first. Of course, they're always in this episode, and Ash beats Koga and earns his 6th badge. How did Ash get 6 badges? The way he was battling in the Indigo League is beyond me, but he did. And it looks like we will be getting our 6th badge here as well. Thanks to Pikachu again, who's just coming through for us every time. So we battle and we win on our 3rd try, and we earn the Soul Badge from Koga. Fantastic. And we also get TM for Toxic. So let's just carry on and head for some iconic battles, because it's a lot of fillers coming up now. And let's just say that the order of these are not according to the anime, they're mixed all over the place. First battle coming up is the Flame Pokeathlon. Ash and the gang finds themselves near a ranch, and this girl who has a ponytail wants to go in a race. However, this dude with a Dodrio wants to have a word in the staying. Before we continue with this one, we are interrupted by the magnificent Melvin, who is a magician with a lot of, or 1 execute, 6 eggs, 1 execute, and he is good for nothing. So he hypnotizes Ash and makes him go out and catch a lot of Executor for him. He loses control, Exegutors marches on the city, and Charmander have to burn down all of them, and in the process he evolves into Charmeleon and stops listening to Ash. So then, back to the Flame Pokeathlon. This is the Rapidash trainer. She can't participate because she breaks her arm, so Ash has to ride Rapidash to a fantastic victory against the Dodrio. Next up is this Ditto trainer. It's called Ditto's Mysterious Mansion. This is a Ditto that can't transform correctly. The eyes will never do what it's supposed to and remains Ditto eyes. Not much to say about that one. This trainer is called Mikey. He's an Eevee trainer, and here he has all the Pokemon for his brothers as well. And yeah, since this is an evolution episode, I thought let's just evolve Charmeleon into Charizard here. He actually evolves in the episode with the prehistoric Pokemon, but they have cut it out from this game. That's a pretty cool episode though. As is this, Showdown at Dark City. This is two gangs wanting to open a gym, but they're just wreaking havoc on the city, and no one is allowed to open it. So Ash and the gang stop them. Then we arrive to the episode called Who Gets to Keep Togepi? They found an egg during the attack of the prehistoric Pokemon, and Brock just kept it. No, actually Ash took it, but Brock kept it. And then Meowth stole it. And when it hatched, Misty was the one to take it, or like the Togepi saw Misty first. Everybody wanted to keep it because Ash found it, Brock took care of it, it liked Misty the most, Meowth took care of it, so they had a tournament. Ash versus Misty was the first battle. Bulbasaur beat Psyduck by tickling it. Meowth versus Onix was the other battle. Meowth took 2 buckets of water and tossed it at the Onix, and he won. In the final, it was Ash against Meowth. Pikachu, Thunderbolt, one-shot. Ash won the tournament. And when he were to grab his prize, the Togepi will not go to anyone other than Misty, because she was the first person that Togepi saw, and he had like this, oh, that's my mommy. So yeah, Ash didn't get a Togepi. Misty did. As you can see, she says it here. I still go and try to take the Togepi. Come here, join me. But it doesn't want to, so I have to leave. And I go to this scientist who almost cancelled Pokemon. This is called Electric Soldier Porygon or something. It never aired outside Japan because in this episode there was this strobing light and a lot of kids were sent to the hospital. It was nasty stuff, and Pokemon had a break in the anime for like 3 months or something. This was heavy stuff, but ultimately they returned and are going strong as ever. Next episode, so near yet so far-fetched. The gang meets a Farfetch'd who steals Misty's Pokemon. I don't even want to get it back. And they do eventually, by battling this trainer. And he promised to never steal anything anymore because he had stolen a lot of Pokemon, that's for sure. Last filler for now. The problem with Paras. In this episode, Ash had to help a Paras evolve into a Parasect because of they wanted to use his mushroom for medical treatments. The problem was that Paras was so weak, it fainted to everything. You just touched it and it fainted. But in the end, Paras somehow beat Ash's Charmeleon and evolved into Parasect. So yeah, that was it. You can see now, as we've beaten all these iconic trainers, we're getting the Vermilion ticket, and this one takes us to Cinnabar Island, which is where the 7th badge is located. In the anime, Ash and the gang traveled to Cinnabar Island on a cruise where they met Gary. Ash wanted to go and face the gym, but then Gary said that nobody goes there for the gym anymore, it's only tourists, because the gym is closed. And they arrived, and yes, the gym was closed. But they meet this strange fella. And he tells them that Blaine actually has a secret gym somewhere. You just have to solve all the riddles. And Misty is the one who solves all the riddles. And eventually, we get to know that his badge is located in a volcano. The riddle was something like a place where a fireman would have never won. And it was in a volcano. In this volcano of Blaine, there are some strong fire-type trainers, which Squirtle mostly takes care of. In the anime though, Ash battled Blaine 2 times, which we are going to do here as well. And in between the battles, Team Rocket tried to catch Blaine's Magmar, firing ice cannon at it. And they almost started an eruption. So Magmar and the gang had to throw rocks to stop the lava from essentially erupt and destroy the whole island. But first, this battle. Blaine had a Ninetales. Squirtle lost to the Ninetales in the anime. Blaine had a Rhydon. Ash uses Charizard, which of course doesn't listen to him. The Pikachu uses a Thunderbolt on Rhydon's horn. And who cares about if Rhydon's a ground type? As long as you hit the horn, it works anyway. Electric moves on ground types. Oh, Indigo League. Anyway, Magmar comes out, and Pikachu is 1 second away from falling into the lava and being a burned mouse. But luckily he hangs on. The battle is over, Ash has lost. So yeah, in gym battle number 2, after they saved the volcano, Charizard had been looking at Magmar throwing rocks and decided to help him out to stop the lava. And actually, he decided he wanted to battle Magmar because this guy is strong, he thought. And he decided that I'm going to listen to Ash this one time. And the most epic battle of the anime, of the Indigo League, is this one. Magmar versus Charizard on top of a volcano. Charizard finally listening to Ash, and he beat Magmar, giving Ash his 7th gym badge, and he actually earned this one fair and square as well. However, after the match, Charizard just stopped listening to Ash again, so short happiness, but it was a really good episode and the best battle by far in the Indigo League. We get the volcano badge, great. We also get a TM, and this TM is a good one. It's the TM for Flamethrower. Perfect. Immediately after the 7th gym, we go straight to Radiant City, where we are bound to battle the 8th gym. There are some episodes between these 2 gyms, but they are not in the game. So we go straight in here and we find Gary being wiped by a legendary Pokemon that nobody knows. And Gary insisting that this Pokemon must be evil and it's impossible to beat it. It is possible, however, to catch it in this game, but as we are following Ash's journey and doing what he did, we don't catch anyone and use anyone that he didn't use. So, as it's level 50, we just have to spam Sand Attack and hope for the best. Pidgeotto goes down. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we get Leech Seed off with Bulbasaur. So, as we paralyzes it, we are actually able to beat the Mewtwo with, of course, Pikachu. That's pretty good. In this episode as well, the gym leader is actually Team Rocket, Jesse James and Meowth. Mewtwo leaves the gym. He breaks out of its battlesuit and just flies away, so Giovanni leaves the gym with Jesse and James. He gives them some Pokemon for help, and Meowth actually rigs the platform that the players are battling on to have them give the trainers pain whenever their Pokemon feels the pain. And Meowth did something wrong because it did the same on both platforms and was supposed to only do it on Ash's platform. So Jesse gets angry with him and asks, why did you put electricity in both? Well, I don't know, I didn't think we could lose. But eventually though, Ash just ends up beating Team Rocket even with Giovanni's Pokemon. And I think it ends with Pikachu using Thunderbolt, hitting Machamp, Kingler, and I think Rhydon again Of course, maybe he just hit the horn. And he also takes out Weezing and Arbok. And he beats them. But do you think they want to give him the badge? Of course not. But what happens when he beats them is that the entire gym just blows up and Team Rocket are blasting off like they always do. And in the event, Jesse drops the Earth badge, who conveniently just falls straight into Ash's hands. And that's how we got the 8th badge. I don't know if you can say that's legal or not, but he definitely beat them, but he didn't get the badge, it just fell on him. As you can see, Gary's ready for the Pokemon League, and he takes a leave. I, however, pick up the Earth badge, the last badge we need to go to the league. Then we want to visit our hometown, and a Mr. Mime is there. Ash never gets this Mr. Mime, he just befriends his mom. So we go to Professor Oak before we're heading to the league and talk to him. He's just asking about Pikachu. Thank you for that, Oak. So, iconic battles time. You remember the Mr. Mime we met? Yeah, the Mr. Mime was actually used to help this girl on the circus to get their Mr. Mime to do some work using reflect and light screen. Kind of boring episode. This was also a forgettable episode, I don't even remember it. But now we get to see all the trainers that were in Pokemon the movie. It was this dude with a Venusaur called Brute Root. Pokemon the movie was so great, I still remember watching it with my friends at the cinema. And it was the most hyped Pokemon period ever. It's like only the period now who is competing, because the TCG is just going crazy right now and Pokemon is more popular than ever. Anyway, we have a break from the movie and we bump into this girl who is also quite forgettable. It was something with some movies they wanted to make, and they wanted to make Right Through the Star or something. Anyway, this is our new team. We put Tauros and Mach on. So let's take on some more movie trainers. This was the first time we saw a Generation 2 Pokemon except for Togepi, while this trainer had a Donphan. And this was actually the battle where Mewtwo recognized Ash's strength. I think this ended with Pikachu using Thunderbolt on 3 or 4 Pokemon as well, and Mewtwo invited him to his island. And on that island were also this girl, who had a Blastoise called Shellshock. It was only 4 trainers who got there, because Mewtwo created this storm so the fairy wouldn't go, and they had to get there on their own. This dude, Fergus, also got there with his team of only water Pokemon. Yes, he said that. So Nidoqueen is a water type now, guys. Confirmed. This dude was in the episode Bad to the Bone. He wanted to steal Ash's badges since Team Rocket had stolen his. So he wanted them back. He eventually got them, I think. This dude is called Westwood the 5th. He wanted to see how Slowpoke evolved, shoulder biting his tail, and he is Slowbro. Easy as that. So we arrive at the Indigo League and we buy something from Team Rocket's shop. We then register with Nurse Joy, and it's time for the Pokemon League, guys. First battle Ash had in the Pokemon League was on the Ice stage. It was against this famous Pokemon called the Magnificent Mando. In the anime, Ash just wrecks him with his Krabby, who evolves into Kingler in the match. And he is ready for round 2. It was quite the funniest time in the Indigo League was the Pokemon League, of course. Second battle was kind of strange though. We didn't see anything of it. The only thing we saw was actually Squirtle beating his Nidorino. In this game, they gave him Rapidash, and they also gave him Poliwhirl. So strange that they didn't show everything. Indigo League again. That's just how it is. Also, the third match in the Indigo League was at the Ice stage. If I said ice stage on the last one, that was the water stage. This is the ice stage. Here as well, we did not see Rhyhorn. We only saw the 2 last Pokemon he had. He was rocking with an Arcanine and a Cloyster. Kingler beat Cloyster, and I think Pikachu beat the Arcanine. So after that, Ash was ready for the 4th round. However, it is closed off for us, so we have to go and see what we can do about that. We go out, where we meet Gary, who tells us he lost in the 4th round, which he did. He lost to a Golem or something. And he tells me my friend is looking for me. What friend is looking for me now? Oh, it's Brock again. He wants to test me once more to see if I'm ready for the 4th round. He just uses his old reliable team. He has added a Vulpix to it now. Easy battle. But after it, round 4 is ready. So in this 4th round we meet a trainer called Jeanette Fisher, who has some powerful bug types, a Scyther and a Beedrill. The Bulbasaur managed to beat both of them before she sends out the most terrifying ninja kung fu Pokemon ever, the Bellsprout, who just wrecks Bulbasaur, who kung fu's Pikachu. But Ash has a secret weapon. He has his Muck with him. Professor Oak drove it up the night before, and Muck just tank every kick Bellsprout can give, and finishes the job with a body slam. Well done, Muck. That was the only back pull it had in the entire Indigo League. But it was an awesome one, beating that Kung Fu Bellsprout. And then he was in the end game. He was meeting his friend Richie, which he has been spending some time with, and was then matched against. Ash almost didn't make it to the battle because Team Rocket stopped him and his Pidgeotto couldn't battle. So Squirtle lost to his Butterfree. He had Pikachu beat the Butterfree then, and then Pikachu lost to his Charmander. Ash sends out Charizard, who wrecks Charmander actually, because it's a fire type. But Pikachu is there, so he just falls asleep, and Rich is declared the winner because Charizard can't fight anymore. So that was kind of anticlimactic, but still, that's how it is. We beat him here, but Ash didn't do it in the anime. He placed top 16 this year, and I'm told to go and visit Professor Oak, who actually rooted for me. I thought he just wanted to say hi to Pikachu. I run home to Pallet Town, where everybody has gathered to celebrate the best trainer in Pallet. 2 of them didn't make it to the league. Gary and Ash did. Gary lost in the 4th round, and Ash actually got top 16. How he got top 16 is beyond me. I have no idea. The trainers in Kanto must be so terrible. Yeah. Anyway, he tells me we should go to the Orange Archipelago now. And yeah, Mom is proud of me, so I guess everyone is proud of me. So I just go to my room and admire my diploma, and I decide to go to the Orange Archipelago. Or do I? No, I don't, because there's a Pharaoh attacking the blimps, so I can't go there. Well, what do we do then? Let's go and find this Pharaoh. In the anime, this was the episode where Pidgeotto evolved into Pidgeot, so I decided to bring it with me. It doesn't have to do the battling though, Charizard takes care of it. I just want to evolve it because it has deserved the evolution. I was so happy when Pidgeotto finally evolved into Pidgeot. What does Ash do as the first thing? He decides to leave it there and not bring it with him. So Pidgeot is left behind to protect the Pidgey and Pidgeotto, and we are going to the Orange Archipelago.